Peace, my family, and borrow back to all those coming out of that good cocoon for the first time. Welcome. This your girl, the butterfly. We about to take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all the good healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right in that good non-mind. How y'all feeling? Hope you guys most definitely moving on up in your higher natures, family, and most definitely cleansing. You know what's up? We gotta cleanse. Yes, cleansing the lows. I came out here today to read, and this is Torah 1, Genesis, genealogy of Isis. This is chapter 4, and this right here will certainly help you on this good journey. So, with that being said, family, let's read. This is Cain's Abel's offering. Cain and Abel's offering. And it reads, Anu and his spouse, Anton, were on their way to visit the earth, to see how things were going, and to initiate new beings into the order of Zodok, which were to be Cain and Abel. When they arrived, the Elohim, Anunnaki, and Anaki wanted the permanent worker, their creation, to make a sacrifice to Anu. This sacrifice was the first to take place on Friday before the Sabbath and the Kodesh holy day, that is to bring a freewill offering to the weekly banquet of the Anunnaki, who each week on the seventh day, the Kodesh holy or sacred day, the 24 elders would open the tablets of destiny, the Akashic records, also called El Munarim, and read from it. For they, on that day, called the Sabbath, desolating from the cloning or procreation of the Cadman Adam or the Adamite, and gathered the feast and not work, but keep the seventh day Kodesh holy. Alright, let's go on. And at the end of the day, later in time, what happened was Cain entered the presence of the Elohim in an attempt to be accepted in the order of Zodok, presented a meal as a tribute and initiation ceremony from the ground for Gabriel, Nazaku, and Yahshua. Abel also entered the presence of the Elohim in an attempt to be accepted in the order of Zodok, and presented a meal from the very best and the healthiest of his flocks at the same initiation ceremony. But Cain behaved arrogantly and pushed him from before the altar. So Abel set up stones that were near at hand, offered up his gift, and cried to El to be accepted. El noticed his sincerity and how good the meal was prepared, accepted him as a child of the Elohim, and respected his pledge. He sent an Anunnaki and Anaki of the light in the form of Gabriel Zodok, who is also Gabriel, Nazaku, and Yahshua, and he partook of his offering. But as for Cain's meal, Gabriel, Nazaku, and Yahshua had no respect for it, and he was not accepted into the order of Zodok. It was not the best of his crop. This made Cain hot with anger, and it showed as his face fell into a frown, for he took no pleasure in the offering. And Gabriel, Nazaku, and Yahshua said to Cain, "What are you frowning for? And why are you angry?" Question. If you would have done the right thing and the best thing, then you wouldn't have a frown on your face. Question. For even if you still do the right thing, you will be approved and accepted into the holy order. But if you do that which is wrong, then Nana, the evil one, sends Jamar Tila, a son of Aboam, or Apollio, to wait kneeling like a snake for the availability of your soul as you pass from door to door in the order of sin, and welcome you into the order of the amber light, the fire, and you will become disagreeable itself by nature, not needing it to guide you wrong. So Cain in anger spoke with Abel, and when the right time had came, when they were both on the right side of the enclosed garden and fields, Cain took over Abel and struck him 3 times upon the head and killed him until his brains oozed out. And Gabriel, not to kill Yahshua, said to Cain, "Where is Abel, your brother?" Question. And Cain answered and said, "I don't know. Am I supposed to know every whereabout of my brother? Am I responsible for him?" Question. And Gabriel, not to kill Yahshua, answered, "What have you done?" Question. "The voice of your brother's blood splashes upon the ground, sounds out to me. And because of this, you and your seed are cursed from the very ground which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood by your own hand." So it goes on to read, as you can see, the Aramaic Hebrew word used in Genesis 4:12 for wanderer is nud, nud meaning wanderer, and the word nod is one and the same. Also the word nudi, or the first nudist camp, was this land. This quote below is telling you that Cain was going to be a nudite. This is also proves that there were other tribes on the planet besides Zachar, Adam, Nekeba, Eve, Cain, Abel, and Kalamiah, and Nuduam, or Nuduada. The other people were the fallen angelic beings in human form. Zachar's, Adam's tribe. The Watusis lived under these beings, or lived around these beings, not under but around these beings. Other tribes of giants that roamed during the time was Nephilims. Genesis 6. Gathais. 1 Samuel 17:4, 2 Samuel 21:20, having 6 fingers on every hand and every foot 6 toes, and a double row of teeth. The Gilgabor. 1 Samuel 17:51. One moment. Anakins. Genesis 14:5. Deuteronomy 22. Genesis 14:5. All called Hindus. They were giants in that land, Nod, demons and mixed children taken from the Pathites of Nows to produce the disagreeable sons of the Elohim. According to Genesis 6:2, which went to the Nile and took agreeable women to mate with. Both tribes had dark brown skin, but those of the Nile, white and blue Nile, had non-ether woolly hair, and those of the river Tigris and Euphrates of Nile had 8 ether, as did Zachar Adam, from mixing with the Hindu. When you try to farm the ground from this day forward, it will not grow for you its best. You will become a fugitive, a wanderer, a nodite, black devils. And Cain was afraid of being killed by those tribes that lived outside of the enclosed garden, and said to Gabriel, not to kill Yahshua, "This punishment is far too great for me." Alright, So that right there is a good place to stop for now. Again, I'm going to be doing this in clips, so just follow along, right? And there's just something to take a look at within yourself and read and go check out for yourself if you are interested. It is on a channel to do your own self-study, right? So for now, I'm going to leave it at that for now, right? Okay? So I want y'all all to know that you are loved beyond this world and in it. Begin to spread that love one to another. Be the peace that you seek. Release our master teacher, Dr. Malachi album. Peace, shalom, hashtag divine love, family, and Wadu. And it's all love.